Welcome to the Live Wide Open podcast. I'm your host, Randy B. Ramirez, also known as Wide Open Randy, and I'm here to lead you to become the best version of yourself. This show helps raise the bar for all the motorsport enthusiasts, those who want more out of life, those who want to do more, those who want to be more, those who love the thrill, the joy, and the connection of what these high performance engines bring into our lives. Because holding it wide open is just what we do. Being a great person is who we are, and living our lives to the fullest is the lifestyle that we choose. Today, we're going to be talking about commitment over convenience and about showing up even when you don't fucking want to, right? Like, because success isn't built on convenience, it's built on commitment, especially when it's the last thing that you want to fucking do, right? And let me say that I get it, man. Like, we all live busy lives. So do I. Like, right? But this episode, what who is this for? Is like, it's for anyone that's feeling stuck, anyone who's feeling unmotivated, anyone who's like, I just want to put my feet up. I'm just gonna relax, even though I know I got all this shit that I need to fucking do, but you're not doing it, right? And so I'm here to remind you that the road to success is paved with you showing up, even when it's fucking hard, right? In fact, the most challenging days are the ones that build you up into the more resilient version of yourself. So don't you fucking dare quit, man. Like, man, I remember a couple of weeks back, like when we had just got back from Costa Rica, like went on an amazing vacation, great bonding time with my wife, and like I really had to lean on my commitment to persevere through and like not miss my workout, right? Like man, we were staying that day, that last day, we were staying in Quepos, which is a different city from where the airport in San Jose is, right? And so we had to wake up extra early in order to make the drive back to San Jose from Quepos, and we had to return the rental car. And then we had to go to the airport. We had to check in. We had to do the thing and make sure that we don't, get on in time for our flight. And so, then like we got our flight and we fucking flew back home to Miami. And then after we got home, we didn't have a car at the airport, so we got an Uber. And so we ended up we Ubered to my mother-in-law's house because that's where she was taking care of our dogs. And so we got there. So I spent a little, like, maybe an hour or so with her, told her about our trip. Thank you for taking care of the dogs. Called another Uber, this one, a pet friendly Uber. And then that Uber took us home. And then on the way home, we fucking went ahead and we ordered some dinner so that by the time we got there, with the Uber, I unpacked everything. Like, and I didn't say not really unpack, but like unload all the luggage, get the dogs set up, serve them their food, all the stuff. Like, the food kind of arrived. And so by the time we all finished, by the time we were sitting down, by the time we finished dinner, and I was like, all right, whew, like, man, like, and we actually sat down on the couch to be like, take a breather. Like, man, it was like mid past 11, like 11:30 or some shit, right? And mind you, I had been awake since 5 a.m. Costa Rica time, which is really 3 a.m. Miami time. And now we're back in Miami, right? And so traveling all day, like the last thing that I wanted to do. And the only thing left on my non-negotiable task list was my exercise for the day, right? And fucking feeling tired. I was super cranky because I fucking didn't want to do that shit. And not wanting to do fucking shit, really, right? I was like, man, fuck it. Like, I gotta do this. Like, told myself, I literally talked to myself through these scenarios. And I told myself, man, we didn't come this far only to come this far, right? Like, I was already 100 plus days in on my streak. And so sticking to that commitment was fucking necessary. It was a no-brainer, right? Like, and I say no-brainer now, but in that moment, it was fucking tough to get through that, right? So what I did is I was like, all right, no more excuses. I just fucking got up and I grabbed my 40-pound vest, threw it on me, and I went out for a 3 mile walk, which around my neighborhood is one lap, and ends up being 3 miles. And so, for sure, I was fucking tired. For sure, I didn't want to do that shit. Like, exercise was the last thing that I wanted to do after traveling all fucking day. I just wanted to relax. I wanted to put my feet up. I wanted to take a breather. I wanted to just fucking go to bed, really, right? But I had made the commitment to show up for myself no matter what, right? And by the time that I finished my walk, it was like, I left a little past 11:30ish, so I was like back by like more than 12:30ish because it takes about an hour or so, to do that 3 miles. And so, man, but when I fucking finished, I was so happy. But more than anything, I was so fucking proud of myself for showing up, and that it really made it all fucking worth it, right? Like it put me on this emotional high, and I was like, yo, fucking not a quitter, right? And so that night was like a big turning point for me, right? And since then, I don't even question whether I'm gonna do any of my tasks or not, right? They're all non-negotiable tasks, no matter what. Like, no matter if I'm only gonna get fucking 2 hours of sleep or whatever the fuck it is, like, I'm gonna fucking do it. I've committed to these, like, it's the non-negotiable for me, right? And so I show up no matter what. This is why commitment beats convenience every single time, right? It's all about not giving in to the comfort trap, right? Because convenience is when you only take action when it's easy or when it fits your schedule or when you're motivated to do it, right? While commitment means showing up no matter the fucking obstacle is in front of you, right? Like, so know that the real growth happens when you operate from commitment. Like, look at like elite athletes, right? Or even successful entrepreneurs, for example. Like, they're all, none of them are waiting for the fucking perfect conditions, right? Like, it's their ability to stick to a routine and execute their plans on the bad days that sets them apart from the ones that don't fucking achieve at the highest level, right? Like, success in fitness, success in relationships, success in your career, it's the sum of the consistent effort, especially on the days when you don't feel like doing shit, right? Because consistency builds trust in yourself. Because when you prove to yourself that you can show up day in and day out, right? No matter how you fucking feel, you know that you can count on yourself no matter what. Even on the worst of your days. And actually, the worst days, it's when it's most crucial for you to show up. Those are the days when you build mental resilience. Those are the days when you flex that mental toughness the most. Like, the most challenging moments are when your commitment is truly tested. Whether it's waking up early to work out when you're exhausted, or whether it's like having those difficult conversations when you just want to avoid them, or grinding an extra hour at work when you rather go home and just fucking relax, right? Like, showing up on the days when you don't want to are the most important days to do it, my friend. Like, I remember another time, and just this was just a couple weeks back. Like, actually, it happened after our Costa Rica trip. Like, and I had a crazy weekend with minimal sleep. But I had already built this non-negotiable mindset that I was like, yo, no matter what, I'm fucking gonna do it, right? And so, like, and no, it was not minimal sleep from partying. Like, I rarely go out like that anymore. I'm so focused on doing me. If I stay out late, it's probably because I'm working on my ride or I'm helping my friend work on his ride, right? Or I'm out riding or doing something. Like, I'm not fucking partying. It's just I kind of over. Oh, I'm not in that stage anymore in my life, right? Maybe I'll enjoy my life once again. Right now, really, what I enjoy life is growing, embracing me, fucking working on myself, getting better. That's my party, right? And so, like, that weekend I had minimal sleep. Like, I had a long ass work week, doing shit around the house, working, staying up late, doing my workouts, doing everything. And then Friday night came around, and I wanted to work on my car, so I worked on my car in the garage till late. And then Saturday, I woke up early, and then I did all my typical non-negotiable tasks. That Saturday, I actually recorded a couple podcast episodes because typically I record them on Saturdays. And then late in the afternoon that Saturday, I went to help my friend out with his Turbo Monte Carlo because he wanted some help, and I've been helping him. We help each other out with our things, and so we were fucking determined to finish what we were doing, right? And so by the time we decided to really call it quits, that we got to a good stopping point, it was around 3 fucking in the morning, right? I was like, oh shit, it's fucking late, yo, I gotta go. And so I drive home, took a shower, and then I was like, yo, it's gonna be a little short nap. But that's what I did. I took a short nap. And the reason why I say a short nap is because, like, I had already committed to hanging out with another good friend of mine, the next day, which was that same day, I guess at that time, is, Sunday down in the Keys, right? Like, my best friends. And so I rested for about 3 and a change hours, maybe 4 max. And I don't even think it was 4 before I had to get back up. Right. And so I got back up, did my thing, my morning routine, and I drove down to the Keys. And I spent the whole day on the boat with my friend, right? And then at night, fucking drove back home, right? Fucking, yeah, of course, I had to get some coffee, all that shit to make sure I wasn't dazing off or falling asleep on the stretch back home from down from the Keys, right? And I had to And the thing is, during the day, I actually managed to do all my 8 tasks, minus the workout, right? And so got home past 10 p.m. and I didn't want to do shit, right? I really didn't, but I was, I was exhausted, and just because I don't want to do it doesn't mean that I'm not going to fucking do it, right? And this time, like, I was like, yo, I'm going to fucking do it no matter what. And I remember driving back during this church. I was like, yo, I'm going to do this shit. I'm going to do this shit. Fuck walking. I'm not going to walk with my vest. I'm going to do what I said I was going to do. Because initially, I was, before I knew I had such a busy weekend, I was like, yo, I'm gonna run on Sunday. I'm gonna do 7 miles, right? And I was like, yo, I'm training for the next Ironman. I gotta do these 7 miles. I hadn't ran all week, and so I gotta do the 7 miles. So I was like, yo, I'm gonna do the 7 miles. And so feeling tired as fuck, I took another coffee when I got home, right? And then I went out for that fucking run. And the first 3 miles were fucking pretty challenging. I ain't gonna fucking front. But once I got in the groove, man, my body was just doing its thing. Like I got past that point of physical exhaustion and I get into that mental high. They call it that runner's high, right? And by the time I was done, man, I was on such a mental and physical fucking emotional high because I didn't quit when times got hard that I was fucking super proud of myself, right? In fact, when when I wanted to quit, or when people typically quit, that's exactly the time when you should step on the gas, right? And then for me, like my body was like, yo, chill, 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 chill. And I was like, no, I fucking stepped on the gas all the way to the floor. And I showed up for myself despite not wanting to, right? And so on times like those are the days, are the sessions that you build up your mental toughness the most, and they really define the outcome that I'm gonna have on race day. And that's just an example with, the triathlon race, but maybe for you it's something else, right? And so for you, it could be the challenges on the tough days that really, set you apart from whether you're gonna fucking achieve that next level that you're after, right? You can't rely on motivation because it comes and goes. It's almost never like it's only there like on fewer times, and more times than not, it's not there, right? But commitment and discipline are the real fucking drivers, right? Like discipline steps in when motivation fades, right? Like think about the days when maybe you skipped a workout or maybe you delayed an important task, whether at work or in your personal life, because you didn't feel like it, right? Like imagine now what would have happened if you would have had showed up for yourself, right? Like that right there, that example, when you fucking delayed and you didn't do shit and then you could have shown up for yourself, you could have got shit done. That gap, that is the gap between mediocrity and excellence, right? That's the gap that you want to fucking get over. So how do you build the important habit of showing up for yourself? Well, it's about realizing that small wins lead to big momentum, right? Like this is why it's important to create small daily wins that lead to larger successes, right? Consistent small actions build momentum, and what they do is that they reinforce the habit of showing up. Like you want to start with something that's manageable, right? Like you don't want to go off right off the cuff with fucking massive amount of tasks that you're not going to be able to fucking, it's not going to be sustainable for you. You got to start small, right? Whether it's 20 daily push-ups or maybe just focusing on that first set when you don't feel like working out, or maybe it's just 10 minutes of focused work on a personal project that you have, right? These small actions are more powerful than they may seem because they compound over time, right? Like all those small, consistent efforts, they compound to create massive changes. And so by consistently committing, what you do is that you end up rewiring your identity up in your mind, right? And when you become someone who shows up, no matter what, it becomes a fucking game changer for yourself, right? So set some non-negotiables for yourself, my friend, right? Like what are some non-negotiable commitments that you can make for yourself right now? Like put me on pause if you have to. Like think about it. What is something that you're like, yo, I know I've been fucking wanting to do this. I know I want to fucking improve, and that's it. No more fucking around. I'm gonna commit to this shit. Like pull out your notes tab and fucking write it right there. I commit to doing this every day, right? Right? And this means like really deciding in advance what you're going to do, no matter how you feel at that moment. Because most of the time in the moment you're like, yeah, you find another excuse. We become professional excuse makers. And so it's all about making that non-negotiable commitment to yourself, right? And so for me, like I'm on my 1,000 day count of hitting my 8 non-negotiable tasks every single day. right? Today is day 162, right? That means that so far I've stacked win after win after win. No matter how sideways my days have gone, and they have gone fucking pretty sideways, right? As long as I'm doing all my non-negotiable tasks, I know that when my head hits the pillow at night, that day gets classified as a win for me because I fucking did my 8 non-negotiable tasks, right? And so far it's 162 wins so far, bro. Like fucking stacking win after win. That it's such a huge mind shift for yourself, right? And so the goal is to ingrain these non-negotiable tasks so deep into my identity, so deep into who the fuck I am, that by the time that day 1001 comes around, it won't even be a question if I'm still gonna do them. Like by then, it's just gonna be part of who I am, and it's gonna be my fucking regular routine. Like I work out daily, I drink my green juice daily, I meditate daily, I read the scripture, the Bible daily, I connect with my wife daily, I connect with my family or a friend daily, I check my bank balances daily, and I work on my career daily, some type of aspect of my career, right? And so, do you realize how much momentum I'm gonna build by simply having the mindset of commitment over convenience with all those fucking tasks? Like, I already feel way fucking different, and we're only on 162. Like, man, I guarantee that by the time the halfway point show up, and I'm like, day 500, like, man, people who haven't hung out with me in a while won't even recognize the person who I've fucking built. It's all about building the person that you want to become, right? The man that I'm working on becoming is on the other side of my comfort zone, right? And by relying on systems and routines rather than on willpower, it makes my commitment automatic. Like willpower fades, but well structured systems make success inevitable, right? So what can you create for yourself? Like what system can you create for yourself? What routine, what things can you put in place so that these non-negotiables become a fucking commitment, the thing that you do for yourself no matter what, right? Like I want you to like really think about this because it's important. Like these things are the fucking unsexy traits that you could do every day and will make a fucking huge difference in your life if you do them, even if it's just for 1 year, right? Even if it's just for a quarter. Like, bro, you can grow so much by doing the unsexy shit every single day because most people won't fucking do it. Most people are like, yeah, I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do 1, 2 days, maybe a week, maybe two. And by fucking month one, they forgot about it. They lost it, right? So, like, if you wanna work out, lay out for, like this is an example, like something that can help you, right? Let's say you wanna work out and you're like, man, I keep struggling to work out. Well, lay out your gear the night before and commit to doing something, right? Even if it's just for 15 minutes, but commit to fucking showing up, right? Or maybe if you're working on a project, like block out dedicated non-negotiable time slots to be able to work on that project and show up to fucking do it undisturbed. Put your phone on fucking on do not disturb, right? Like make an effort right now and focus on showing up because over time, your commitment leads to tangible results, and those results build self confidence, my friend. Like you start to trust yourself more, and this trust bleeds into every area of your life, like from your relationships to your career goals to how you show up with your friends to how you show up in your passions. Like you just fucking elevate your whole fucking way of being. Like you start to operate differently. Like these principles of commitment apply to everything. I want you to know that, right? Like from careers to family to personal development to whatever it is. When you level up as a person, every other area fucking goes with it. Like when you make it a habit of showing up, even when it's tough, especially when it's fucking tough, you become stronger. You become more of a reliable person in all areas of your life. And people pick up on that shit, right? Another thing, commitment over convenience. Yes, that's exactly what this episode's about, right? But also progress over perfection, right? And I want to address this because many times the fear of perfection often holds people back from holding the commitments that they set to themselves, right? Oh, I can't be perfect, so I don't know if I can hold that to myself or. But man, commitment is not about perfection; it's about progress, right? You don't have to show up perfectly. What matters is that you fucking show up no matter what, right? Like there have been plenty of days when my workout wasn't perfect, but I still fucking showed up. Like, and over time, those imperfect days have stacked up to big results. look at myself in the mirror, like, yo, I'm fucking looking good. Right? Or like I see someone that hasn't seen me in a while, they're like, yo, you're looking swole. And I'm like, bro, that's awesome. Because I was a little skinny ass motherfucker. Right? And I'm building myself into it. Imagine I'm only 162 days or whatever it is. And can you imagine? And this is like, that's 16%, 15%, whatever that is, right? The crazy part is that's only 15%. You imagine when I hit 100% on day 1000 and I'm already like, day 1001, baby, let's go. Like, bro, I'm going to be on this another fucking level. Like, I can't wait to meet that Randy. That's on the other side of that shit, right? And I want this for you too, right? So, like, what is a non negotiable task that you can set for yourself and commit to doing it, right? Even if you're not about the 1000 day, like, think about it. Commit to a fucking quarter, right? Or, or commit to it through the rest of the year. Everyone comes around January 1st, oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do that. What if you do that shit right now so that by the time January 1st comes, everybody's like, yo, I'm going to do this. And you're like, yo, I've been doing this shit. How much of a fucking difference are you going to have going into 2025 by setting up your fucking ways right now, right? Whether it's working out, whether it's reading, whether it's working on your career, whether it's working on a personal project, just show up, even if you don't fucking want to, because those are the things that matter the most, right? Start small, but the key is to show up no matter what, right? Commitment over convenience is the ultimate path to success. When you show up for yourself, when you don't want to, you lay the foundation for greatness, my friend. Success is born in the moments when you choose commitment over convenience. So start choosing yourself every single day when it's hard. You got this shit, bro. So let's get the fucking work. Yo, I'm driving the checkered flag deep into the ground, and I'm calling all the motorsport enthusiasts who want to improve their situation. Let's break free from all the shit that's been holding us back, and let's become the badass motherfuckers that we're all meant to be. Breaking the stereotype is exactly what we're here to do. This movement is called Live Your Life Wide Open, and helping others level up is the mission that God has tasked us with. Join me on this journey where we empower people to do more and to be more. Man, if you still haven't subscribed yet, just a little friendly reminder, go ahead and smash that button so you never miss another episode. And if you connected with today's message, if you're all about making changes and improvement in your life, if this resonated with you, if the commitment over convenience is something that you were fucking, you feel like it's gonna do something for you, help me out. Put this on your story. Post this on your story. Make sure you tag me at Wide Open Randy, because those are the actions that get more gearheads to see and hear about this podcast. And ultimately, that's how our community grows. I'll catch up with you on the next episode. But till then, live your life wide open, my friend. Peace.